today, and it'll be exciting. So there it's going. And so let's just get to this. Where's my PowerPoint? I do have PowerPoint. Let's do it. Is this going? Yeah, there it is. Okay, so a couple of basic things, and then we'll get to the computer. So everyone's got their computer on. So the first question that I get, I kind of hinted at this, is where's my stuff? You know, you save something, we're going to be using different files. You're going to have to download things from Moodle. So where's my stuff? Do you use OneDrive, for example? I've noticed that this is a problem. You'd think that it would be a good thing. OneDrive is a good thing, but someone who has OneDrive and uses OneDrive exclusively might not know where to find the stuff on OneDrive when it's on there. Like I've had, anyway, it's just, so the first thing to note is that OneDrive isn't necessarily on your computer. So if you're supposed to upload a file from your computer, for example, if you're submitting a project in here or something for another class, if it's on OneDrive, it might not be somewhere where you can just upload it to Moodle. And so if you have something on OneDrive, you can download from OneDrive to your computer, to your downloads folder, and then upload from there. What I would suggest you do, though, for this class, and probably for all of your classes, is to do what I'm suggesting here, and that is to create a folder on your laptop somewhere. Here, I'll just show you. I don't know exactly how to do it on a Mac. Actually, yeah, I looked it up. It's something in the Finder. There's a Finder app or something. Just let's find out who's got what. We got Macs here. We have some, like, these are Windows, Mac, Windows. What is that? What is that? Is it an iPad? Is that the only computer you have? Okay. Okay, so Calvin, maybe you're fine. Is anyone else suffering with just an iPad? What about, what is the other thing? That other junky thing? Chromebook? Chromebook? You've got a Chromebook? Okay. It's going to be okay. I'm going to make a note. I got to deal with you two. Wait, any other Chromebookers? No, it's okay. It's going to be all right. Make a note, though. Okay, I'll figure it out because, like, right from square one, both of you are going to have problems for today. For today, I'm sorry. I should have thought of this ahead of time and thought, someone here is going to be like that. Okay, so we have the iPad people and then the Chromebook people. Chromebook. Wait, so iPad, you use your iPad for just, that's all you got. And you use it, can you like do papers on there? And you haven't, wait, what year are you? You're sophomore. So have you had to submit papers online? And you do it? Maybe you'll be okay. I mean, you're smart. Like, I made fun of you guys for being digital natives and not knowing how to use computers, but, maybe I've, underestimated. I don't know about the Chromebooks. We'll see. We'll see if we can overcome it. See, the problem with the Chromebook is that the online version of Excel doesn't really work the way that it doesn't have all the features. So that's all you have access to, right, is the online version of Excel. Do you even know how to get the online version of Excel? Okay, I'll show you in just a minute. We'll do our best. We'll do our best, but for the most of you, oh, Calvin, do you have Excel, the app? Okay. I don't know. That may be worse than the online version. It's been a while since I've used that. Okay, for the rest of you. So though you two, I've got it on my list. I'll get it figured out. Not to worry. It's going to be okay. Let's see. Where's my list here? Sorry. Oh, there it is. Okay, so what I would suggest for the rest of you, like the Mac people, you go to the Finder. Isn't that right? Finder, and you go find stuff, and you can go and stick a folder somewhere, either on the desktop or somewhere. I will make a folder. I'll just show you how this is done. So let's say that I go here. If you're using a Windows computer, you can just go to your desktop and right-click. I know the Mac people don't have a right click, but if you right-click, this context menu will come up. And let me make that a little bit bigger. So where is it? There it is. So there it is. And you can see that there's various things to add. We want to do a new, and we're going to make a new folder here. and I'm going to call this folder Statistics Fall 2024, and that's where I'm going to put all my junk. Well, that's not true. I'm not going to put all my junk there. I've got another place that I put my junk, but this is just illustrative. If you know how to use your computer and you know how to make folders and stuff, the desktop might not be the best place for it because you know how the desktop gets cluttered. So I actually have a place on my on my drive where I've got all the classes that I teach and segregated by which semester it is and so forth. So I won't be using this illustrative. So you're going to want to do something like this um, for this class. Let me get rid of that Zoom menu there. So I would strongly suggest creating a folder somewhere, call it statistics, and put everything for this class, dump it in that folder. And if you use OneDrive, download your stuff and put it into this folder. So that is, download your statistics stuff, shove it in that folder so that it's on your computer offline. And I know, like I said, I have nothing, I love OneDrive, and I have it, it syncs up with my computer so that all my junk is here. It's also on my iPad. I can go home, use a computer there. I can go anywhere and get that stuff. But some people don't, it's just, anyway, make sure that you can access it offline is what I'm saying, so that you can find the stuff. Also, where is the downloads folder, you might say? Well, if you open up your Finder or your Windows Explorer, here's my Explorer, and I have so much junk there. It's just the accumulation of 27 years of teaching. Okay, there, make it big. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so much junk. So let's see. Over here on the left, if you're using Windows, like I said, Macintosh, a little different, but if you have trouble, you can always bug me later, or better yet, go find a Mac person who knows what they're doing, and you can find it. But anyway, going through here, you can see on the left, this quick access menu on the left, you'll find all sorts of stuff, but one of the most important things is the downloads folder. And the reason why that's important is because you're going to download stuff from Moodle. So I guess there's my downloads folder, and it's got so much junk in it. It's so terrible. I need to go clean it out. I'm just scared to delete anything. So what is it? Does it say how much there is? Just a minute. Let's see. This, go like that. 3,132 things. So yeah, I know. That's ridiculous. I should deal with it at some point. But you know, it's got stuff that I like, grades and I don't know, various things that I've downloaded. And I'm just scared to delete in case I need them later. But anyway, there it is. So know where your downloads folder is, which I know seems silly, but as I mentioned, why does that turn off? Oh, that's why. As I mentioned, some people don't know. So I know this seems super basic. So get your folder, call it statistics, call it something like that. Okay, next. Let's see what's next. Okay, so Excel. So most of you, except for, well, iPad man, you can probably, we'll figure it out. I'll download it. You know, I deleted Excel off of this because I was so frustrated with how little it did. So we'll see. Maybe we can make it work. But for most of you, you just go to office.com. Now the Chromebook person, you can go to office.com as well, and you'll just sign in there. But here's what you do. I'll just show you how to do it. Office.com. I think I'm already signed in. Yeah, I'm already signed in. So this is where you'll find your junk that you have in. So this is OneDrive is here. But what you're going to want to do to install Excel on your computer, and the reason for this is that Excel, the actual full version that you put on your Macintosh or on your laptop PC, is going to be way more powerful. It's got more stuff than the online version. Now, if your computer is too weak, like you don't have enough space, or maybe it's just weak, I don't know, like it's 10 years old, then maybe I will add you to my list as well. But for now, let's just see if this works for most of you. You go to office.com, go to sign in, and then I'll show you where to get your apps so that you can download them. You go to your account. Wait, that's me. Where is it? Oh, install and more. Maybe that's where it is. I thought that it was simple. Maybe it's install and more. Yeah, that's it. Install Microsoft 360 apps. So you can choose what you want to install in case you don't have a lot of room on your computer. Oh, I guess you have to install the whole, it's all or nothing? Really? Huh. I thought that you could just selectively install just Excel. I'll have to see if, oh yeah, there it goes. It's downloading Office Setup. So anyway, I encourage you to do that, to install that if you haven't got it. If you've got it already installed, you're good. And by the way, you can use your MVNU account credentials to sign into Office 365. So you don't have to worry about paying for it or anything like that. It's free if you think of it as free, unless you've already got a subscription because you're an MVNU student. So, um, so that's that. So if you haven't done it already, you can do that. I don't know how long that takes. So we may be skipping ahead. Okay, next thing. And so here we might diverge from one another. And that is the frequency distributions on Excel. So back here, where is my, there it is. So let's go back here. Let's get rid of this and this. We don't need those. You've got them. So final thing, and then I'm going to have to, well, here. Is down on our Moodle page. So everyone can access our Moodle page. If you scroll down a little bit, you will find classwork Excel files. And that's where I'll put classwork, well, exactly what it says, classwork Excel files. And so I'm going to click that, download it. There it goes. It's downloading. And if you don't know where it is, it's in your downloads folder somewhere. And you can open it up. There it is there. But open it up in Excel. I'll give everyone a minute to do that, and you should get something that looks like this. It'll have some tabs along the bottom, pens, sizes, grades, etc. And the first one is open, it's just pens. I'm just going to give everyone a minute to do this. While you're doing it, let me ask you to please, I beg you, if we ever do anything in class like this, which we aren't going to do all, like it's not going to be it's not that frequent, but whenever we do something in class, it is always better to let me know the moment that you get stuck. Because I've had some students who at the end of class will come up to me and say, I got stuck on step 2. Well, what were you doing for the rest of the time? They were just sitting there, I guess. I don't know. Maybe they were playing with their computers. I mean, I don't know what you're doing. You could be, I don't know, on DraftKings or something. Is that a thing? I hear ads for it on podcasts. Isn't that gambling? So you probably can't get it from our network, but whatever. So there you go. So get it open. If you can't figure out how to open it, now's the time. From now on, if you don't see what I see, it's time to stop me, and we'll take our time. Now, I don't know, with the iPad people, are you able to get this on your iPad? You can get it? Okay, so you can probably follow along. And then what about Chromebook? Oh, it's taking forever to load. But then you can use the online Excel. I think that'll work. You can follow along for some of this, not everything today, though. Sorry. And same with iPad. Let me know, though, iPad and Chromebook people, let me know what works and what doesn't. I'd be curious because it may work better than I think it does. Petra, so it's still loading. Is that thing super slow? It is. So it's downloading. Is that what's happening now? Oh, you're opening Excel now. Oh, okay. Well, we'll let him go to it then. Okay, so over the next 2 days, what I'm hoping to do, we're going to speed up a little bit here. I know the first part was pretty basic. Turn on your computer, press the button. But like I said, seriously, if you're stuck, yes, Nevaeh. Oh, thank you. Thank you for outing her. You can do this. This is very helpful. Yeah, what's going on? Install Office, and then that downloads, and then you click that, and then what happens? For your, oh. What? So, whose computer is this? Okay, your friend has an administrative password which will prevent you from installing anything on it. And you need to figure out what the password is. So. Is it one of those? Oh, interesting. So the administrative account, that's, you might want to copy that onto another piece of paper. Okay, well, while she works it out, you might be able to use the online version of Excel, and if not, you can always look. Well, it'd be nice if you had your own copy. Well, if Nevaeh helps you out, then make sure she emails you a copy or shares a copy with you of what we do today, so you have it. But yeah, see if you can get or ask your friend. Did it work? Google Sheets. I hate Google Sheets. Well, I shouldn't hate it. But go to office.com. Did you go to office.com? Yeah. And then open, let's see, where is it? Can I not see? I have no glasses. Just a minute. Where did they go? Okay. Let's see. See what it looks like. Okay. And then you're going to, where's open? Is there an open button? Upload. Try upload. Yeah, and then find that file that you downloaded. There it is, here I go. And then there, open it. Pop-up locked. Always allow. Okay, try again, upload second. Okay, keep uploading until it works. I feel like my mother-in-law, I have to deal with her. She's always like, I got this pop-up. It says it's it's such and such, and I'm like, yeah, just click OK. So, okay, well, so did you get it? Okay, it's on now, and then in the back here, wait, what is her name? What? Haley? Oh, you're Haley. Okay, did you get it? Oh, sad. You can look on then. It's fine. Yeah, for today. Hopefully over the weekend you can track your friend down and get the proper password. And then Calvin, how's it going? It's loaded and it looks like this? Amazing. Okay, so for most of you, we're going to be okay. So let me zoom in so you can see what we're doing. So like I said, today we're going to be doing specific types of things on Excel just to orient ourselves. This first one is a frequency distribution. So I've got them labeled and I have the different data sets that I made up. All of this is fake data because I haven't collected the real data yet, so I just made this up. This is the number of pens that people had when I asked them, at least my fictitious people. And so this one person had 1 pen, the next person had 2 pens, the next person had 4 pens, and so on and so forth. So the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to take those pens and, oh, here, let me zoom out a bit. I should say another thing is I sometimes do things without my mouse. I just use my keyboard. It's so much more efficient, but I'll try to explain exactly what I'm doing. So I'm going to highlight this entire column, and it's so inefficient to do it with the mouse, but I'll do it like that because that's probably the way you're most comfortable. I will copy. I use Control-C. The Mac people will use Command-C. I have no idea what iPad Man is going to do. And then I'm going to paste this over here, and I use Control-V. And once again, I don't know what the iPad is. It's probably you touch it and it says paste. So now you've got something that looks like this. Now I think at this point is where we're going to diverge from Breyer? Yeah, where Breyer is going to have a problem. I don't know. I'll be curious to hear what Calvin does. Okay, so if you click the Data tab up here, let me make this big so you can see it. So there's this tab up at the top. It says Data. So click that and then go over here to the filter, sort and filter. We're going to click advanced. So you see advanced filter. I'm pretty sure Breyer doesn't have that. Sorry, Breyer. I'll tell you a workaround, but so, and then I don't know about you, Calvin, but I've got advanced. When you click that, a little window pops up and it says filter the list in place or copy to another location. Here, I'm just going to just leave it where it is, filter it in place. And the list range is just leave all this stuff alone. And then you're going to click unique records only. That's the key here is we want unique records here. I'll explain what this is going to do in a minute. But actually, if you just click that and click OK, you'll see what it does. See what it's done is, oh, it didn't do it correctly, did it? It's supposed to get rid of all the duplicates, and I see a duplicate still. That makes me angry. Well, it got rid of most of the duplicates, didn't it? Okay, now that those are there, so here's the workaround. I guess we all could have done this, is we just type in the numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The advanced filtering is handy when you want to do this with a large data set. If you're trying to figure out like what are the different stuff, I suppose we could just do that. There's my pens. There's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. So Briar, you're just going to type it in like this. And yes.
Help me catch up a little bit.
Catch it up. Let's catch it up, and that'll give everyone else a chance to. Yeah, actually, yeah, just right here. You don't have to do the whole advanced filtering. Just put your thing there.
And then right.
Yeah, just click it once. Okay. Type pens, or no, move it up one. There we go. Type the word pens, and then type those numbers under.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was trying to show you a way to do it quicker, but this is probably quicker than.
Just manually type.
Yeah, just type in 1 through 5, 0 through 5. So we're going to make a frequency distribution. Those are the numbers. Now we're going to count the number of times each of those occur in our data set. So that's the next task. So I'm going to have to type in a formula. And so what I'll do is I'll type in the formula. Let me make this just a little bit bigger. Whoops. Nope. That didn't do it. Hold on a minute. I'll make this bigger down here. Come on. There it is. Sorry about that. It's confusing with the zoom on. It's hard for me to, I'm going to zoom and zoom. Okay, here we go. Delete that. Okay, so here's where I am in my thing here. And what I want to do is I want to count. Let's see, can I get all of this? Can I see it all? I don't know if I can. Wait a minute. Why did, just a sec, something weird happened. Hold on a minute. Something, I think I messed up. Maybe I don't know how this filter works. Just a sec. Get rid of this. Why is it that these are hidden now? Oh, crud. Oh, no. Okay, why did it do this? I thought I knew what I was doing. Apparently I don't. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. Since I've probably messed up everyone's, here's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to close this, close it, and start again. So I would encourage, if yours is messed up, do that. Close it, don't save, and then open up a new fresh copy, since we haven't done anything really yet. Those of you who didn't do what I did with the whole advanced filter, yeah, I reject the advanced filter now until I can figure out how to use it properly. Okay, so I'm opening up the new one here, basic graphs. There it is. I've got a nice fresh copy here. That's better. And so let's just do it like this. Pens over here, and we have 0, right? So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, I was trying to be cool, and apparently I can't, as a 55-year-old man, be cool. So now we're back to this, and nothing's blue over here. I can't handle any change here, so we'll just leave that there. You have the pens, and then over here we're going to put frequency. So frequency is going to go there. Can I make this bigger yet? Let's see. No, apparently I can't. Why is that like that? Okay, so I guess this is as big as it'll get. Okay, so we have the pens, we have the frequency. Now you have two choices here. The choice that I don't want you to do is go through and you count on your fingers the number of zeros. What I'd like you to do, because this is such a useful tool, is I'd like you to use a formula. So this formula, what it's going to do is it's going to count the numbers for us. So here's how the formula looks. I'm going to use the formula COUNTIF. So you type equals. You always have to start a formula with equals. In other words, that cell is going to equal something. It's going to equal, and then you type COUNTIF. Now, I don't know if you can see back there, but Excel is really nice that it gives you a little hint as to what you put in your, like, for arguments within this little formula. So it's COUNTIF, and now I'm going to go back over to the range that I want to count. So the range is going to be, so I just sort of highlight. So there's the first number I want to highlight, or that I want to count, is that 1. And then I'm going to hold down the shift. So I used the arrow keys to get over there. You could also do this with your mouse, but I find the mouse to be imprecise. So I use the arrow keys to move over. I press shift and hold down the down arrow repeatedly until it gets to the bottom. So notice it's highlighting all of my data. So there it is. It's all been highlighted. So I pressed COUNTIF. I moved my mouse over, or my thing over to the top of the data, held down shift, highlighted, and then I press comma. So you can see what's up there. And then I'm going to do left arrow again. And then I'm going to close parentheses. By the way, you do not need to do it the way I did it. You could just type this the way it is. Just COUNTIF, just type these letters. So you don't necessarily have to use your mouse or your arrow keys, but I just find, it's easier for me, rather than thinking about where is my data, I just do this. So that is going to count the number of zeros. We should get 4. So let's see, F2 this, so you can see it again. So if you ever get behind, I can always show you what I've typed in. I'm going to do the same thing for the next one. So, so the next one is going to equal COUNTIF. I guess I'll do it like this, A2 colon A23 was it? And then back to D2, no, D4, there it is. So literally what this is saying is it's saying count the number of V's that you find in this list. I think I've got the wrong range there. So that's why I don't like to type it. Let's see, what's this one? Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. It's F2. Oh, A3 to A22 is what I wanted, not A2 to A23. Okay, so let's do this. A3, change this A3 to A22. There. It's still the same count because there was nothing down there. So everyone should have this so far. This first one's going to go a little slow, but like I said, stop me if you're stuck. And one of the beautiful things that you can do is, after you're done, save this into that folder that we have, that I told you to make. That way, later on, if you need these functions, you can go and you can say, what did I do? How did I do that? Double click. Oh, yes, that's how I did it. So anyway, I get a little tired of retyping. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just copy this formula, copy. And so that's Control C, and then Control V to paste. Now there's a problem with doing it this way though, and that is that it doesn't copy it properly. Notice that up here, anyway, this, okay, just ignore that. This one says COUNTIF, you're counting, this is your range of data from A3 to A22. But then when I move down one, let's see, double click that one, it goes to A4 to A23. Notice that it shifted what you're counting down one notch. We don't want that to happen when we copy formulas, at least not in this situation. So to prevent that from happening, what you can do is you can put a $ just before anything that you don't want to change. So like that 3 there, I don't want the 3 to change when I copy this formula. So I'm going to put a $ there and put a $ here. And what that'll do is it'll make those, it'll fix those so they will not change as you copy this down. So if you've done that, now when you copy that formula, check this out. Control C to copy, Control V to paste. By the way, if you're scared of using Control C and Control V, I think Jimmy is, you can do right click and do copy right there. I don't know if you can see it. And I don't know what the MacBook people have in terms of theirs, but you can see it's copy, and then you go down here and you just go paste that first thing. And so that has pasted this formula, and it's done it correctly. So now you can paste the formula down even further. So let's see, copy this, and I'm just going to paste it down here. This is annoying. I'll just use Control V. Control V, Control V, Control V. There are other keyboard shortcuts, by the way, and some of you are Excel experts, and you know that you could just do Control D to just copy the whole formula down, or there's other ways to do it. God bless you. You're doing great. I got to start somewhere, all right? So the people who are Excel newbies, I know some of you are like, this is so slow. But yeah, we won't go this slow all the time. So let me just pause for a minute, and let's get rid of that Zoom box. And here's what I have. I have a frequency distribution. And so you have the pens, the frequency. Does anyone not have this? Need me to help you with anything here? Is it going okay so far? Okay, so far. What about you, Calvin? A little weird. Okay. Wait, but you have that keyboard there. Are you using the online version or the app? The online version. Okay. I'm thinking, well, Briar is doing fine. Briar, right? Sorry, with the online version so far. So probably online is good. I don't know. The online version should work for everything we've done so far, except for that advanced filtering, which apparently I don't know how to use, so we won't be using.
Yeah, so. The function is like whenever I enter it, it'll just go to 0.
Huh. Let me take a peek. I'm curious. When you enter the function,
yeah.
Let's see. How's it? Okay, A3. Why is it 0? Oh, why is that 4? Why is it not a formula then? Oh, it's because the formula is not working for you. Oh, because D5. You're supposed to be counting the thing in C5. You get the C5. Yours is different from mine. Okay, this is a good. Okay, now it'll work. Okay, so this is good to note. So I guess once again, this is sort of this thing, and there's no shade on Calvin. It's just a fact that you're not familiar with these things. That even though you're digital natives and you can make TikToks with the best of them, some of you have no idea how to use a computer. And it's okay. It's okay. We're learning, okay? So here, let me just orient you. I should have done this at the beginning. Each of these cells has a position, and it's like you're back in algebra class. You have an X and a Y axis, and it tells you where all the dots go. Well, here you have a letter, like a street name, if you will, and then you have a number. So when I refer to cell D5 on my computer, the way I've got my spreadsheet set up, D5 is right here. D5. That's cell D5. This is cell D6, D7, and D8. So if you have put your pens, this column, if this is over here, then you're in column C. Nothing wrong with that. It's just to be aware of that your formula will look a little bit different. When you do this, instead of counting D5, you'll be referring to whatever cell you have your pens in. And that's where you're going to go with that. All right, anything else? No, so thank you, Calvin, for bringing this up, because I want to make sure that we clear up the basics. Hopefully that'll make things go smoother later in the semester. Is there anything else that's causing grief? Okay, so this will be a good test to see how things are going. That's the basic frequency distribution. Let's click down at the very bottom. You'll notice that there are some tabs. So you can see down here, you have pens, sizes, grades, etc. You're going to click sizes now, and that'll switch over to this next tab. Let me get rid of my Zoom window. And I know it's hard to see. So what I have here is I have a list of sizes of people, t-shirt sizes. So this was from the Math Pygay 5K, where people ran 5K or Pi K, or no, it was Pi miles. But anyway, these are the t-shirt sizes that we've handed out. And so I want to make a relative frequency distribution of these. And so I'm going to zoom in a bit. And so over here, maybe I'll use cell C. I don't care. Put it somewhere, but just be aware where it is. So I have size. Whoops. Size I'm going to put there. Over here, I'm going to put frequency. Whoops. Okay, I guess it fixed it. And then the next cell, I will put relative frequency. Okay, and this time I'm going to actually just type everything. I won't use my mouse. I won't do anything fancy. You can be fancy if you want. So sizes, if you go through this, you'll find that there are, I think, 5 sizes. No, yeah, I think there's 5 sizes. Small, whoops. Small, medium, large, extra large, and double XL. So those are the different sizes that are represented. And now we're going to do the exact same thing that we did. I'll do it a little quicker. So over here, let's just go down to the bottom of the sizes. It looks like I go down to cell 32. So notice that the data starts at A3. That's where I am right here. And it ends at A32. So here's A3 right there. And then scrolling down, whoops, I went too far. There's A32 right there. So just be aware of where you are. Okay, so let's do this. This is going to be equal to count if, and I'm going to do a $3 because when I copy this formula, I don't want that 3 to change, colon a $32, and then put a comma there. So now you'll notice that it's automatically kind of said, oh, this is the stuff you want? Yes, it is. See how it's kind of highlighted there? And then the thing that I want to count is I want to count all of the smalls. And so that's this C3. And I'm not going to put a $sign with this one because this is the magic of Excel. And that is that you can make a formula and then reuse it. If you do it carefully, you can copy this formula down. So there's my formula. When you hit enter, you should get 7. If you don't have 7, you've made a mistake. Here's my formula again in case you need to look at it. So I'll pause for a minute. Now, I promise this will speed up. I know some of you are like, yeah, we did this in business last year. It's super easy. It's okay. It's okay. We'll get it. We'll get it. Okay, so there's that. Now let's just copy this down, and I'm going to use, I can't use my mouse. Command C or Control C. That is the keyboard shortcut for copy. So Control C, and then I go down here and Control V. That's the keyboard shortcut for paste. Control V, paste it in there, paste and paste. And notice I've got this beautiful frequency distribution here. By the way, I just hate my mouse. It's gross. Who wants to touch this thing? I don't. And so I try my best to learn all the keyboard shortcuts. So, I mean, there's quite a few that you can use with Windows. I don't know about the Mac if it's similar, but so you'll see me do things like that. Here, let's see, I'll show you. Here's highlight an entire column. There, it's all highlighted. Super quick. I'll tell you how I do that later, but for now, let's just do this. Okay, so far so good? Yeah, what do you think, Carter?
I got 0, and it's the same formula.
Okay, excellent. Let me come look, because it may be a sort of similar problem to, let me just, wait. Come on, why is it not? Oh, here it is. There.
You're not using numbers.
Don't look. Fascinating. Why? interesting. I don't know why. Still 0. Okay, I understand what happened. Thank you. No, thank you, Carter, because you're not the only one. There are 3 other people who are embarrassed to say. Here's what happened to Carter. When he typed the letter S, oh, not there. Cancel. Okay, right here. When we were doing the sizes, and this happened to me as well, but I did what I did, and he pressed S, and notice what happened. He's like, size, wait a minute, I don't want size, I want just S. And so what he did was he pressed space to get rid of the I's. But you see, S with a space next to it is different than just S. And so if I do that, I end up with 0. So that's what happened there. So to get the S without the I's, when I pressed S and I got size, because Excel thinks that it knows what we want, but it really doesn't, at this point, instead of pressing space, I'm going to press backspace. Done. And then press enter. So anyway, that's why that happened. And there are 3 other people, so thank you, Carter. Okay, anyone else have a problem with your regular frequencies? Got to have these numbers first. Next, we need to know how many. You remember you did this on your homework. You're going to do it for me on a quiz on Monday, so you can look forward to this. It's just relative frequencies. You're going to do it on your calculator. It's easy. But you remember what you did? You said, how many? What's the total? So we'll make total down here at the bottom. In fact, I like doing this. I highlight all of that and then maybe put a line there. Look at this. This is beautiful, isn't it? Maybe I'll make it even more obvious. So if you go up to the top here, I'll show you what I'm doing. You don't have to do this. This is just because I like to make it look good. So I can go up here to the top in the home area. I don't know if it works on the online version, but then the borders, I want a thick bottom border. Boom. That's beautiful. Oh, you can't see it because there, isn't that beautiful? But anyway, let's get rid of my zoom. Okay, so what's the total? The total is equal to the sum of the numbers above it. You can use your mouse to highlight them. You can use your arrow keys, or you can just type D. Where does it start? D3 colon D7. So those are the numbers that were, now if you're in a different column, then you're going to have different letters, but there's the sum. There are 30 people that ran in the Pi Day 5K. Bear in mind, all of this is fiction down here. I made up everything. So this is just to make it more interesting. So there's 30 people, and their sizes are here. Now let's get to the relative. You know how to do relative frequencies, don't you? How do you do a relative frequency? Like, how would I find the relative frequency of the smalls? I know, I'll pick you randomly later, but you shout it out. It's so early, right? I should pick someone like Noah, right? Noah knows. How do you find the relative frequency of the smalls?
Divided by 30.
Yeah, it's divided by 30. That's easy. Okay, so let's do that. So we go up to the smalls to get the relative frequency equals, and then I'm going to do cell D3 because that's the number of smalls, and then divided by is the slash. The slash, it looks like this, and then put a 30. So it looks like you're doing a fraction, D3 over 30. There it is, do it, and then be happy. You've got 23%, 0.23, and then you can copy that down. By the way, what I just did was I pressed Shift, I held down, I pressed down, 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 and then I did Control D, and it copies those down. But you can also just copy this and paste, 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 paste. It's just that, like I said, I've done this so much that I'm lazy. I don't want to have to press my keyboard any more than I have to. By the way, now that we have those relative frequencies, we can convert them to percentages if you want. So the way you do that is on your home. So I'm on the home tab at the top. You'll see here in the middle this thing that says number, and you can see general, and you have like a dollar sign and a percent and some other things. So if you do the percent, it'll change these all to percentages. You got to highlight them first. So notice down here, they're all percentages. And then you might say, but I want to have, to the nearest 1/10 of a percent. Well, that's these 2 buttons here. This says increase decimals, And over here, this is decreased decimals. So this, we're going to add maybe a decimal place or two. I think just one is sufficient, don't you? So we'll go with that. All right, so this isn't too bad. We're starting to get used to this. We can do this. It's going to be all right. Whew. All right, we have one more. We got 10 more minutes. So let's see, one more that's like this, and that's the grades. So if we switch over to the next tab, oh, well, let's just pause. Does anyone else have anything? Because seriously, I'm so appreciative of both Calvin and Carter's questions, because I forget the little weird things that can happen with Excel. So you're helping me to remember some of the weird stuff that happens. So if you have something that you're like, why is this weird thing happening? Remind me of it, and then I can help you better. Okay, no one else has a complaint. Okay, so let's go over to grades. Ooh, yum. Okay, so we're going to make a histogram, apparently, of the grades. Okay, so I need to switch back to my PowerPoint for a minute. So frequency distribution. Yeah, apparently this is no good. So just COUNTIF. COUNTIF is the thing you want to remember with the frequency distributions. Relative frequency distributions, you know how to do that by hand, so you should be able to just sort of figure it out on Excel using formulas. My video, but now it's connected again. But anyway, so you know how Newton says, here's how you do these things. I don't know, maybe you've just not even looked at that, but there is supplemental instruction on Newton that, like if you don't know how to make a frequency distribution, you can watch a video, you can read through some instructions on how to do this. Well, when they tell you how to do this, they're going to tell you to use data analysis. I will show you this. However, it's it's not available online for one, and it's not available on the iPad, and it's just kind of, there's a better way now. So let me just show you briefly. So if you do follow along with the book, what you're going to do is, here, let's see. Oh, first of all, let's do this. Going up to the tabs at the top, the menu bar, here we are. In order to use the way the book does it, you have to have installed the Data Analysis Tool Pack. Now, to see if you've got it installed, what you do is you click Data. So you see I've got Data here, the Data tab, and then go clear over to the right. And way over on the right, do you see Data Analysis? That's the Data Analysis Tool Pack. And so if you don't have that, it's possible to install it. However, like I said, I've kind of fallen out of love with this. This is the way we always used to do it because it was the only way. But there are better ways now to do most of the statistics than using that. But if you really want to install that, the way you install it is you go back here to File. Let me find my mouse. There it is. So go to File, go down to, and I am recording this, so you can always watch the video later to see how this is done, or just Google it. So go all the way down to the bottom under File, and you'll find Options. And then this window will pop up. And yeah, I've got the zoom on still because it's so little, it's hard to read. And then down here at Add-ins, so Add-ins is the next thing to check. And then under Add-ins, you'll see a bunch of stuff that keeps turning off and turning on. But now we're recording. Okay, well, anyway, I wanted to pause in case you wanted to watch this later. So you want to choose Excel Add-ins. There, whatever, go. And you'll see here, there's the Analysis Tool Pack and the Analysis Tool Pack VBA. I've got them both checked. If they are unchecked, then you won't get your data analysis up here, but if you check them. Now, this only works for the full version of Excel, so that's why I'm kind of soured on using it. But if you want to use it, certainly you can. You would just follow the instructions on Newton, and if you really want to use it and you can't figure out the instructions on Newton, let me know. I'll help you. But I prefer using now. I didn't used to. I actually had to go through a transition, get with the times, because a couple of years ago, they added to the chart menu a thing called a histogram. Let me show you. So let's go back here. And the way you use this is you highlight the entire column of data. So notice that I've highlighted the word grade all the way down to the bottom. These are grades, by the way, of the final exam from last semester in statistics class. These are the grades that the students got. Okay, once again, it's all fake, but it's more interesting if we think of it as real numbers. Okay, so there's my data. It's been highlighted. Now up at the top, so sorry about keeping zooming and unzooming, but it's a little bit easier if we can see. So at the very top, you'll see insert. So click insert, and then I'm going to go down over to, here it is, charts. And I prefer to click this little arrow or this. Either one is fine. Let's use recommended charts. And then you'll notice that they have some recommended charts. None of those are histograms. This is not that's a line chart. So now you know how to make a line chart. This thing, not a histogram. I don't even know what that's, like a bar chart of some sort. There's another line chart there. So none of this. I mean, even that bottom one, I don't even know what that's supposed to be. So I'm going to ignore them all and go over to all charts. So under all charts, now you have all of the charts that we're going to do on Monday, including the histogram. But you can see there's a pie chart, a bar chart, all sorts of things. But we want the histogram. So click histogram, and look at this. It gave you a nice histogram here. So once you have that, click OK. And let me unzoom. Give me a sec here. There. And there is my histogram. That's almost all there is to it. I don't like this histogram. Now, if you were going to make a histogram of grades, would you group the people the way that Excel did? Like, how would you group, instead of grouping people between 47 and 61, and then from 61 to 75, how would you group people? Do I have to pick someone? I do. Jimmy knows how he would group them. Jimmy, how would you group people for grades?
So like on the left.
No, like what numbers would you put together? Like,
so 47.
Yeah, 47 to 61 doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? Like, how do you typically group people in grade categories? Like, what's one grade category you can think of? Ignore this for a sec.
Like one would be like 100%.
Yeah, 100%. And then what's the bottom? From 100% to what?
From 100 to 0, right? Like 0.
Oh, well, that would be everybody.
Right.
Let's make it smaller. What about the A's? Where are the A's?
Oh, okay. So like a 90 or
90 to 100. Yeah, there it is. See, all of you know this. Just, yeah, don't let us flounder up here. Yeah, so 90 to 100, 80 to 90. Those are the groupings. This is stupid. So let's not do stupid. Let's do good. So the way we're going to fix this is, so this is over here. We're going to fix the gap width. We're going to fix the size of the bins. We have to clean these up. So don't just take what Excel gives you, because Excel is going to give you garbage. You want to make it look good. Whoops, I've changed it. Okay, so the way you make it look good is you right click. Once again, I don't know what you do if you're on a, what's it called, on a Mac, but you right click and you format the axis. So notice I've right clicked, I format the axis. And on a Mac, you probably double touch, I don't know. But this thing will pop up over here, format axis. And I need to make this big again. So this is the last thing we're going to do because we're just about out of time. But what we're going to do is we're going to change the bin width to 10 because that's what we do. We group grades in groups of 10, don't we? And then we're also going to have to create, let's see, underflow. No, I want to know how to start. Number of bins. How about overflow bin? No. I don't want an overflow. I want underflow. Yeah, let's do underflow. And we'll set that to 40. Okay. Now let's see. Did that do it? No, it still didn't do it. I used to know how to do this. What about 50? Ah, that did it. Okay. Yeah, so apparently I have to have the number it's within. So the very first grouping goes under 50, but then it counted by tens. 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 70 to 80, etc., all the way up to 100. So that's a much better histogram, and you can see that most people got well, C's and D's apparently. Okay, I encourage you, please save what you have. So go up here to File, save this thing somewhere where you know where it is. Save it as, put it in your statistics folder. I'm going to save it in mine. I can't see this. So I'll stop the recording if you want to come chat, but we're going to continue this on Monday. We will do this more quickly in the future, but just this first day or two, it's going to take a little bit of time.